Good evening, students. So those who have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel and also share my videos. So let us start with the topic, what is resistance of Chapter 12 Electricity of Class 10 CBSE NCERT. Okay, so what is resistance? So we have already seen what is Ohm's law. In the Ohm's law, we have seen that the current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference across its ends. Okay. And so we have seen that V is directly proportional to I, and when we remove this proportionality sign, we get a proportionality constant which is termed as resistance, okay, which is termed as resistance. So resistance is denoted by R and it is said to be as resistance. But what actually this resistance is? What does it signify in the electricity, in the electric circuits? Okay, this thing we have to study today. Okay, so here NCERT, in the NCERT books, activity is being given which clearly, by which we can clearly understand what is resistance actually. In this activity, a meter is taken, then a battery is taken having 4 cells of 1.5 volts each. Okay, a key is taken, a nichrome wire is taken, then a 100-watt bulb is taken, then torch bulb is being taken over here, and the 2 points are kept empty over here. A circuit is being established taking the ammeter, the battery, the key, and 2 points are being left open over there in the circuit. Okay, the points are marked as X and Y over here. Okay, so in this X and Y, first of all, we will be putting these 3 elements one by one. Okay, firstly, the nichrome wire is placed and connected, the circuit is being connected. In the place of here, a nichrome wire is placed and the circuit is being connected in the first case, and the reading in the ammeter is noted. Then in the second case, now this is removed and a bulb of 10 watts is being placed and the reading in the ammeter is again noted. And in the third case, a torch bulb is placed between the 2 points and the reading is being noted in the ammeter. Okay, so we find that all the 3 readings are different. All of them are different. None of the readings were matching with each other. Why this happened actually? Why this happened? This happened because of the resistance. This happened because of the resistance. Each of the elements are having different resistances, and because of those different resistances, the reading of the current is different and the reading shown in the ammeter is also different. This is happening because of the value of the resistance. Okay, so one thing is concluded sure that if the resistance is different, the current flowing through the conductor is different. Now, how the current and the resistance are depending on each other. So, we have already seen from here, R will be equal to V upon I. So, that means current and resistance are inversely proportional to each other. That means resistance is the obstruction in the flow of current. It is the opposition in the flow of current. Okay, and the flow of current is due to the flow of electrons. It is due to the flow of electrons. Whatever the electrons flow in the circuit, with the same rate the current flows, but in the opposite direction. We have already seen when we started our chapter that how the electrons flow, how the current flows, the direction of the current is opposite that of the direction of the electrons. So we can say that the resistance is the opposition in the flow of current. Actually, when in a conductor, suppose this is a conductor and the electrons are moving. Electrons are there. They are moving randomly when none of the circuit is being connected. But as soon as it is connected with the battery, then electrons start moving from the electrons start moving from the negative end and complete the circuit with the positive to the positive end. So electrons start moving. Now while they are moving, they get bombarded with each other. And also they get bombarded with the positive electrons, positive ions over here. Okay, they also get bombarded with the positive ions. So with that bombardation, the movement is restricted. This can be seen in the day-to-day life also, and it can be seen very clearly that when suppose a boy or a child is running in the path which is empty, then he can run easily. But as soon as his friend comes in front of him, he gets obstructed by his friend. So the friend acts as an obstruction over there. And his energy is also reduced and he is about to stop over there. Similar is the case for the ball. We can see when a ball is hit through a surface and we place some obstruction in the place in front of that ball, the ball movement is reduced and eventually gets stopped. Okay, so that obstruction which we place, suppose a screen we place, suppose a plastic screen or some cardboard screen, if we place in front of the ball, then movement gets reduced and eventually stops. Okay, so whatever the plastic, whatever the cardboard we have placed in front of that ball acts as an obstruction. Okay, so similar is the case with the electrons. So if something comes in between the movement and the electrons are not able to move, so we call that thing as an obstruction. So the resistance is defined as the obstruction or the opposition in the flow of electrons by the conductor is said to be as resistance. Let us jot it down. The definition of resistance. Okay, so it is defined as the obstruction in the obstruction or opposition in the flow of current by an conductor. Okay, so this is the definition for the resistance. This is very important concept for the electrical students, for the class 10 students. Okay, so resistance, we have seen what is resistance, how it is defined. So naturally the resistance value for all the three elements is different. So whatever the obstruction, if the obstruction is more, then the current flowing will be less and the current reading will be less. If the obstruction is less, the current reading will be more and the current flowing will be more and the current reading will be more. That's why when the three elements were placed over here, three of the elements were placed over here, the ammeter showed different readings for different elements. So ammeter was showing, you can note down this point, ammeter showed different readings. for different elements. Okay, it showed different reading for the different elements. So unit of resistance is ohm. It is denoted by its symbol like this, shown over here, and the symbol is also denoted over here. It is a zigzag pattern. Always in the circuit we represent resistance by this symbol only, and we write the value, whatever the value of this resistance is having. R is equals to, suppose, 10 ohms or 100 ohms, whatever the value is, we write over there. Okay, so it is denoted by the symbol this, and the unit of resistance is given by ohm. So this was for today. So in the next lecture we will be studying on what factors the resistance is depending, okay, and how the resistance can be connected in series and parallel. So thank you. So please subscribe my channel, please share my videos, and if you have any doubt you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you.